Welcome back to Coyote Swap's Kicking Your Ass Garage. Welcome back to Unlucky Electronics Garage. Welcome back to Troublesome Coyote Swap Club, where I'm not just a member, I'm the president. Welcome back to Dan's Custom Projects, and if you haven't been able to tell by now, I'm getting my ass handed to me by this little truck. Well, it's a mess, but it's running. But wait. Let's see if I can duplicate this. There she goes. So now I'm going to be chasing a whole bunch of wires. Well, I soldered in a new crank sensor wire because I wiggled it and it died, which would explain my crank sensor issues. Now I already know there's something wrong with this ECU because we replaced that capacitor there. But maybe if I'm lucky, let's see what happens. A little hard to record and flip this thing around. Well, would you look at that? And I'm willing to bet that cause of the broken wire is when I hooked up the watt box, I had to pull on that crank sensor wire, and that could very well be where things started to go wrong. So here we've got more of the same old, except I've stripped all the looming off of that from, here up to the ECU. What I have found is with the whole ECU laying over the engine, this thing ran, and ran well. I mean, not that I drove it that way because it doesn't clear the hood for one, and it'd be flopping around and probably fall in the header and probably short out and burn the thing to the ground. So I'm trying to avoid that. But what I did find is one of the pins holding the going to the crank sensor here. It's actually that one there, and I've soldered a new lead onto it right into the ECU plug. Has solved my crankshaft code issues. Now I'm having, well, not just now, but even before, throttle position codes. And again, with that ECU hanging over the valve cover, or over the intake manifold, I got all sorts of throttle and it runs. As soon as I bolt it back there, no throttle. Doesn't do anything. So I'm going to work on solving that. I've checked continuity from that plug all the way to my throttle body plug, and everything checks out, and I wiggled them all. That's why we're all unloomed. Wiggled them all, chased them all, see if I could find anything that looks, suspicious. And to this point, I have not. So at this point, I'm going to turn my key on, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it, but I'll get that as close as I can to under the hood here. And you're going to hear the throttle body blip. Hope you heard that. So now I'm going to try using my foot here. And I have got absolutely nothing. So I'm going to try and duplicate this again and see if just simply laying that over the intake manifold will give me a little bit of throttle. So we go back in here. Let's listen again. I'll get you close here. You heard that blip? Let's see what happens now. I got nothing again. Okay. So So I got nothing there right now. I'm going to wiggle some wires and see if I can get something to happen with that. So at this point, I've got another ECU, so that's number 4. The first two, I can pretty much take the blame on that. The one, I put a power wire directly to ground. You've probably seen that in one of my earlier videos, you know, if you're a subscriber and, you know, actually watch my videos. The second one would have been also my fault with the harness I built and improperly wired. So I'll eat 2 of them. Now this one is number 3, and that one I've got a good chunk of money into. That one, that's the one I sent to Power by the Hour to get their tune put in it, an operating system, and paid the 4 credits for HP tuners to be able to flash it or to be able to tune it. So into that ECU, I'm almost $1,000 Canadian, which, you know, friggin' stings because that's where that's sitting right now. So I got number 4 coming, and the price of the ECUs is not extreme. It's on eBay, they're $48 US, plus that's with the shipping. Converted into Canadian, we're about $75 for that, and then there's another $19 for duty and taxes, so you know, $95, $100, call it $100. So they're not expensive. That's just 2018, 2019 to 2020. I got 2018 to 2020 F-150 ECU. I can put the tune out of this thing, out of that one, into the F-150 ECU and have that taken care of. Another $200 US for tuning credits, 4 credits, $50 a piece, $200 US. Turns it into $300 Canadian, so I'll be $400 into the next ECU. But I'm also looking for a new wire harness, just because, there we are. Looking for a new wire harness. Right now, I'm just trying to eliminate every possible problem. It's frustrating. I'm not going to even lie about that. It's the most frustrating thing I've ever done. I've done a lot of dumb shit, but this just takes the cake at this point. So, new ECU, new harness. Hoping to get at least 1 pass down the track this year, and it probably won't even be a good pass. I don't know how this transmission shifts under full throttle, or not full throttle, but high RPM. It's T56 Magnum, so it should shift well, but I can't verify that at high RPM and hard driving. So new ECU, new wire harness, well, used ECU, used wire harness, because I'm having a hell of a time trying to find a part number for a new harness. Even though there's a part number on the harness, it brings me back to like a generic Ford part number for 273533 whatever, all the F-150 harnesses, including 5-liter. So I'm gonna have to call around this week and see if I can find a proper part number, maybe find a price. If it's not too dear, maybe I'll just straight up order a brand new wire harness. So yeah, on that note, thanks for watching, and figure it out your own way. Bye.